to imagine I could have... That's... Oh, no, I'm breaking things. Whoops. So last chapter, I skipped through everything because I didn't really care. Morning light trickles into the living room, bathing the world in a cool blue filter. You mean cool blue light? Why would it be a filter? I guess he is a camera boy, ain't he? A vibrating gator girl snores on my chest. I've been so fucking back. Pull Olivia closer, hoping to enjoy those final early morning minutes in pure bliss. There's a light commotion in the kitchen as the household begins to awaken, but I shut my eyes to eke out those extra seconds. I pulled from my drowsy rapture, but a thin thwap of something cold striking and sticking to my cold head. I opened my eyes to glare at my attack. It's Vinny, who stands behind the armrest I lie upon, giggling like a madman. Vinny, what did you stick to my head? Cheese. Cheese? Thanks, James. Why? I pulled the offending slice off my fork and inspected it. Kraft singles, sans the plastic wrap. Because Damien told me to. The pint-sized hip man runs back to the kitchen and I crane my neck to peer at the old Damien, for his part, pokes his head out of my sight. Seriously, if it is considered proper to address people by their dinosaur species, wouldn't they have better names? Because nobody calls a human a homo sapien, right? Yo, Anon! Want cheese on your breakfast sandwich? Fucking Kraft cheddar singles, though? It's a burger, maybe. Oh, yeah. Would it get slapped to my skull if that was the question? Oh, you know, like those videos where they slap cheese onto a baby's head. Oh, newborn Damien. Oh, little guy, he's a little tired this morning. You do it to cats, Damien. Cats meow. I roll my eyes there before sitting up. Hold on, can you even cook? Do I need to wrestle you away from the stove? Nah, man, they're microwavable. Well, that guess I'll take a... You're being noisy. Shush, half cheese. What are you? She drowsily begins to say, before the cheese slice nearing her mouth is automatically devoured by her. It's just a crocodile reflex. After beat her eyes snap up. Did you just feed me a cheese slice? Somehow, yeah, I did. Shut up. Make me one with cheese too. Got it, Liv. Already got Anons going. Okay, just get a fucking iron and just make some toast. Ugh. Make a what do I call it again? Like a fried cheese or whatever? Grilled cheese? Run my fingers through her hair, because you don't have any of your own. And she leans into my hand, reflective with a bellow. Is she a fucking pet or what? Come on. So, are you, going to school today? Well, I could take another day off. Yeah, I wouldn't fault you there. But if I go back after one more day, it means I mark your record of dealing with trauma. That's the best reason to go back to school. Are you really going back to school just to prove I suck? Mayhaps. Alright, come here, you nasty green bitch. She squeals, I pull her closer, but quickly concede as I place my lips to hers. Jesus Christ. It's oddly saying something coming off after my Jesus. What are you doing with your life, Anon? Ew. Ew! Livy gave Anon cooties! That's right, you little carpet croc, and now I'll give him to you. He's not a carpet croc. I thought that was a term just for, like, your specific species. Predator, as he gets out and hobbles on her knees, and I'll give him to you. And he squeals and dashes back to the kitchen at that, hoping to use Damien as cover. If he's in hot pursuit, even while on her knees, and while I don't see it. I can hear she corners and grabs him to pepper him with... Jesus Christ, this is just weird now. Why'd you have to make it so sensual, to make it so... It's just weird now. Sounds like Damien wasn't the sanctuary Vinny expected. Pull out my phone to check the usual morning... How do you find time for this? Wasn't the whole point of Inko that he's like, I don't want to check the online forums anymore. I got a girlfriend and a life to live. A girlfriend to live? Maybe it's real loud, maybe it's real loud. I found myself locking the screen as I walked to the kitchen. Boils aren't too interesting today. Sophia walks out of the master bedroom above. What on earth is happening to my little boy? Mom! Let's give me cuties! She gave Anon cooties and then she gave them to me. Oh, did she now? Well, I got some bad news for you. Young man. Now, Jesus Christ! It's weird enough! Stop! Uncle Randy goes on. Now, where are my cooties at? Before kissing his wife. Based. Hannah, you are not far enough along the boyfriend track to say based at that. We all sit down to enjoy our reheated breakfast sandwiches. Just get a fucking griller! You know, those grilled cheesemakers. I take a moment to really soak it all in. Love. I may sound like an edger, but I don't really think I'd experienced it before. Shut up, Anon. We're way too far along the track for this to even work as a sentence. The sights I've seen today alone would be complete fiction back at you. Oh. A loving husband and wife, playful siblings, a home open, always open to some random bum like me. I am no, you're a couch parasite. I always scorn my circumstances, but at least they led me here to this moment. I'll do everything I can to preserve it. You already are, and you're doing way too much as a result. Please stop. Get some help. Olivia rests to my left. What? As I lower her to wipe a stray crumb. She entwines her fingers with mine and refuses to let go for the rest of the meal. The crumb's just stuck there now, I guess. I catch her eyes for a moment when she first does, and I can venture to guess that she heard some of that in mutterings. She looks so unambiguously happy. Her smile runs so deep that it shows in her eyes more than anything. Kind of a bitch to eat this thing with one hand, but I don't complain. Well, any more than this snide in a thought, I reciprocate the light squeeze she gives me. You know, Anon, I'm just saying, you're a fucking normie. If you really were a spaz and an autist, you would be like, I'm my sandwich, Olivia! I can't eat my sandwich like this! Let go! Give me your autist card, Anon. You don't deserve it anymore. I'm just going to put this somewhere else. The ensuing table conversation is simple. I know what we're going to be doing for the day. You're going to school. What's there to say? Olivia mentions, before anyone can ask, that you'll head back to school today, which Fee and Randy both voiced their pride over. Well, it is June. It is Pride Month. Time to be proud. Damon first pass cheers at the news, and Vinny is only confused why she doesn't want another day away from school. The innocence of youth. I mean, teenagers do that too, Anon. That's not the problem here. Eventually, the pains all begin splitting up to prepare for their days. Olivia goes to get dressed herself, and I take stock of myself. Clothes are getting kind of stale after a couple of days. Gonna have to go back to my apartment to freshen up. Almost like I'm supposed to be living there or something. Last night's snowfall begins to melt quickly under the morning's concentrated sunbeams, though the air is just slightly above freezing now. I doubt that was the last of the snow for the year. Unfortunately enough, why not just say unfortunately for my Saurian friends? Liz pulls up, and we all get in for the morning commute. Liz herself immediately addresses Olivia with the usual cheer. Olivia, hey, how are you feeling? Meh, better. Well, that's good to hear. I was, worried after. I'm glad you're feeling better, but just know that I'm here if you need anything. Seriously, I know I'm not the first choice for a shoulder to cry on, but I'm really here if you need anything. Why are you being so verbose about this? This is such a weird thing for Liz to say. It sounds a little insecure in an odd fashion. Olivia's disinterested gaze out the window is replaced with the surprise of the promise. He looks to me for confirmation. I can only shrug. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. Remember when Anon and Inko had to give the key back to Olivia so she made a decision for herself? So just kind of vaguely gesturing at that as I remind myself that Anon's been doing a lot of Olivia's homework for her. The Brachiosaur's twinkling eyes in the rear view relay all of the necessary feelings, and the car falls into a comfortable silence. Even Damien is occupying himself by quietly breathing vapor onto the window and then drawing crudely with a finger. He seems less than enthused at the streaks he's leaving. Doesn't go beyond concerned glances towards him. Do scaly creatures and lizards have like the kind of fat and grease buildup the humans have? Olivia's clearly jittery, tapping her fingers in a staccato rhythm along the door, even shifting her knees back and forth while wriggling her tail lightly. You good? Yeah, just the painting? Kinda. I need to finish it. And you will? Shut up. I know, it's just, I've been really bored. Shut in. It's been cold as balls everywhere else. Not much of an option recently. Are you saying you don't like watching Zeta trapped indoors with me? I love watching Zeta, and the skinny heat rock is optional. I could feel that, but this is an annoying green thing that keeps getting in the way of my viewing, personally. Seriously, though. Yeah, I get you. But there's still places like the arcade. Yes, but isn't anything new? And we can't exactly do a date there again. That's not how visual novels work, Anon. People get annoyed if you do the realistic thing of going to the same place multiple times, and also aren't we supposed to, go all over the world or something? I can't afford a plane ticket. Get a plane ticket, Anon! Part of my process is seeing and doing new stuff. Didn't matter before, but, this one's for him? Alright. Just doesn't feel like I know enough. I haven't seen enough. Spent the last 3 years sitting around when I couldn't experience. You're 18! You're supposed to do this when you're 20, when you're going to college, and before you take a year off and you just tour Europe or something. What are you talking about, Olivia? What the hell is happening? You're in a wheelchair. You should be more careful with your travel plans. Just free to live. Those two are listening. I doubt they can note the creeping sadness in her last words. I turn to look out my own window and cover my mouth to prevent my ruminations from leaking out. Come on, Anon. This problem is practically made for you to solve. Think. Thank you, bald motherfucker! Ha! My lips do move when I do this. Should check out a doctor if it's that involuntary, because that's weird. Whatever, that's besides the point. What's something cool you and Olivia can do? You mean Olivia and I can do? Why would you say you? I mean, that makes sense if you're doing like a cute little thing, but you're using first person immediately afterwards again. We got Liz for a ride, though I'm not keen on using that too much. She also is kind of annoyed about her gas, as you know, that's something we haven't done. Mini golf? Well, that's a little hard to do in a wheelchair. The beer? It's always a little crazy and wanted to go. Be there with that for warmer weather. Heat lamps alone cannot balance out the frigid air sea breeze. An arts museum thing? I'm not cultured enough to really choose a good one. With my luck, I'd choose some modern art travesty. Maybe Liz can recommend a good one? So, that's never been the problem with it. The actual problem with the art visit, as that reflection guy points out, is that Olivia infantilizes Inko a lot during that scene. Like, she kind of points out how he doesn't know anything. You know. And she doesn't... You know what I mean, right? The problem is not that it's a modern art travesty. I mean, in a way, it'll be our first real date. I'd like something to stop attaching so much value to the semantics, Anon. Again, this is what I meant with the whole, like, the capitalists need to have Christmas as a reason to buy things because they at once believe in the sanctity of a certain degree of you can't do it for greed, but greed is the thing that they believe in. So they create optics to cover up for that fact. And, like, I get it. But, Anon, if you're just concerned with the optics... Whatever, move on. They would have cut a few corners on my food allowance with some thrifty shopping. And Olivia used to say, you've also been eating a lot of that pains, man. So money isn't the biggest issue. Fuck, I don't know, man. I've been shut in all my life, too. There's much to do back home. But this is a big Dino-phonia city, right? Some cultural nexus like the libs always harp on about. That's more a nexus of, like, big tech corporations sucking the life out of people. But hey. They'll say they'll hire you, but you're just a contractor, and they never actually have to give you anything. I'm certain there's something cool to do around here. That's the end of thinking for now, as we've arrived at school. What isn't any less painful, as Olivia slumps into a chair, seeing Triggerman in Yatakan's place. He's been a good enough substitute. Clearly Yatakan had planned lessons quite a way out, but he doesn't have the same flair and passion. No one could. What the hell? I feel kind of tired now. Let's put on something else. Fuck it. I hate this thing enough. We're just gonna go with whatever song I want to listen to. I'm gonna listen to this little thinky song. I love that. So great. Period slipped by like water down a drain into a lunch. But even that reprieve of a period is abysmally boring. Tell Olivia I'm proud of her for coming out today. Hello, lesbian. Which does perk her up a little bit, but she's still in a slump after art. Man, wouldn't that be like a kind of a fun way to twist the narrative, right? Is you have Olivia and Inko together and Anon together, and it's like, actually, I don't like guys, Anon. This is work. What? Well, you're not saying that because you don't. No. Well, I guess that'll make the part where I tell you I'm actually into guys. Oh, Thank God. Yeah, thank God. So, yeah, I'm going after Damien. Liz it is. I thought you were going for me. Ah, everyone knows that's the ship they want. Anyway. But you're still in a slump after art. Please use an uppercase if you're referring to the period. It's understandable, but it still breaks my heart. You're using still twice. It still breaks my heart to see her pick at her plate without eating a morsel. Which is again weird considering how much we see eating is just a lot of people. Like, I get it. I get it. She's fat, okay? I don't pressure though. She'll talk to me if she needs to. For now, being there is enough. Is it? How would you know? You should say, I hope being there is enough, but no, Anon is perfect. He's right. The bell rings, and I give Olivia a farewell into history. Photography is much... I mean, to be fair, he is kind of getting the impression this is good, so if we're going to go and backslide, fair enough. Photography is much the same as art, though I admittedly have a bigger stake in this class and pay more attention. My talent, if you can call it that, was on an exceptional upswing with the Atacon. But that same suffocating fear of stagnation grips me once again when I'm no longer there. It was just a by-the-book teacher, with million nuances lost with anyone else trying to cover the same material. A lifetime's worth of knowledge is missing. So, like, you can just try harder, man. Channel it into yourself. I look at Ben beside me. He's been different too lately. I saw him look constantly in his eye. A far cry from the doe-eyed boy with a small smile and a word in edgewise for every situation. I wonder what's going on in his head. You do know, man. You've talked to him multiple times about this. You should have an idea. I mean, maybe I don't want to know, but I'm still curious. More than that, though, I can't help but root for him in a small way, because you're the perfect boy, Anon, and you know that he's going to get a redemption arc. So until I'm his confidant again, I can only really guess at an educated guess it would be. I'm going to ask him for help on what the hell the difference between bokeh and depth of field, when suddenly he starts gathering his things after a glance from Triggum. Still core responsibilities. The formal is coming soon, after all. I'll see you later, Anon. I mutely wave after him. He probably doesn't have time to deal with his own stuff and all his other responsibilities. Never thought I'd feel bad for you. What are you talking about? What is this whiplash you keep pulling me through? Please, my neck can only take so much. I've been doing a lot of unexpected stuff lately. In any case, class ends with 2 terms still indistinguishable from one another, but it's not a history. Olivia smiles slightly. Don't get too happy at your boyfriend. Maybe it's not all that different from a normal behavior, but I can tell something is still a little off. Let's find a fun jazzy song. How is this introspective? Get out of here! Fuck, we're rolling with this one for a bit. I like this one so much. Hold up, this is not the time, Safi. Focus. Well, it's been a while. Okay, they're just doing the drawing game. Looks like a lizard that knows that it means to pay taxes. What do you mean? Jesus Christ. How do you draw that without the teacher noticing? That takes some effort. My name is Anon Musio. Oh no. Oh, she's staying behind. That's cute. Can you even afford Stuco, man? Do you even have the money? Is it free? For some reason, the perfect neuron ignites, and I remind of what Ben said earlier. Stuka responsibilities. The formal is coming soon, after all. Fuck! It's close, isn't it? Only a few weeks at this point. It hasn't even occurred to me to ask her yet. I start sketching a block. Go too formal. Practically rippling with muscle. The true inner me. The ending 3U. That's embarrassing! With me. My overthinking prompts me to write Anon outside the sun. God damn it, he's so insecure. But it doesn't work because he wasn't like this earlier is the problem. My magnum opus takes far too long, though, because just as I'm about to send it back, the bell rings. She looks back at me with rolling... Poor Anon. Hey, Liv. She hums a response. I still focus at the surging crowds, clogging the whole head. Want the drawing sheet? What? No, you can keep it. Oh, come on, just this once. I feel bad about holding it to the end. Got lots of sketch pages. But not one of ours, right? Unless it meant nothing to you. I fade in so with a dramatic flourish of the back of my hand to forehead. That elicits a curt snort. Okay, fine, you big baby. I'll keep it because it means so much to me. You want to say that most sincerely? No. Can I see it? No. For a moment, I'm afraid she'll blindly crumple a photo back up. And she almost does. Luckily enough, though, the fact that the crowd of us has moved a micrometer reveals that decision. Gives a dramatic groan with the head thrown back before her eyes fall onto the partially opened page. She flicks it back open and starts surveying her shared canvas. It just takes too long for her to notice what's in the dead center. So, any thoughts? Suppose a bad choice, though. The next thing I know, he has force for my lungs violently. Perhaps a tail around my... Is it her third arm or something at this point? Because it's doing all the grabbing. I get it. She needs her hands for her wheelchair, but come on! Embracing me with both arms. Nuzzling me... Oh, God damn it. I really just prefer if Olivia had a bit more like of that spunky agency. Come on. I'm not going to date a wet rag, right? If I could choose a woman, I'd choose one that's willing to bite back a little bit. Give me some of that, yeah! Back and forth. Something to bounce off instead of landing directly into a pile of pillows. And like every time I try to bounce the rubber ball, it just goes poof. Olivia, what are you doing? Some of our peers have started glancing back now. Surprisingly, despite the general derision negativity they can exhibit as a new student body, I see some genuine smiles and ambiguous snickers and definitely some grumbling about the public display of affection, or is it a personal data assistance? You can use this to buy ammo in the middle of the stage, but it's at a markup. Thanks, Captain Quark! Sorry, I mean businessman? Fuck him. I'll ever gain control of my lungs and throw my arms around it too. She's bellowing. Jesus Christ. You fucking artist, of course it is. I mean, let's be honest, Olivia. It might just be a hug of like, I'm sorry, Anon, this was never gonna work. Like, you can pretend it isn't, but that's such a woman thing to say. Get out of here. Olivia pants a kiss on my cheek. How the fuck does she do that? Are you down there? He probably was down there. I wasn't paying attention. You do know, Anon, that every kiss she's ever going to give you is going to be on your belly button. You cannot argue about navel fetish porn at this point. And absolutely refused to let me go until a wide berth is cleared around us. And even then, I have to practically batter her away from me to be able to leave. What do you mean, away from us? How do you bat the ink... Whatever. Made up with Damien again, with the latter asking, what's up, guys? You got attention or something? Damien, it's been 10 minutes at most. Exactly! They put you in a room for 10 minutes, and then they let you out because they don't get paid enough for this. Teachers know not to lock themselves in a room with Damien unmuzzled. So you guys headed back? This makes Damien sound so bad. Is it because he rattles? Because that's like the kindest option I can think of. Actually, I gotta get home myself. I'll be back later. You're afraid of what's gonna happen when we're alone, aren't you? Well, I wasn't before, but now... What happens when you get alone with him, Liz? Oh god, it's easy to forget that he can be a protective brother. Ugh. Are we gonna do this? Are we actually gonna do this? Listen, I legitimately hate this I already hate it when it's the dad doing it, right? When the dad is like conferring over the daughter, but is also like the bossy asshole that genuinely does not deserve the power and respect that he's lording over that person. Like he's waiting for the fucking dowry, which, in case you forgot, dowries existed because you were quite literally buying progeny from someone. You can say what you want, but dowries were explicitly about the virginity and buying buying a pure heir. It was all about that fucking baby. So like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I don't like the idea of like protecting someone's sexual virginity like that, especially not from Damien, who is not her biological brother, which makes it all the fucking weirder when you think about it. Damien, why do you care what's happening in her fucking pants? Also, Damien, aren't you supposed to be the aloof idiot who's like not like I would personally think that Damien would not even consider the idea of sex or just pretend that he doesn't because it's not his thing and he's like, you know what, you're both consenting adults, it's probably fine, right? Like at most he'd say like you wouldn't do anything where both parties don't agree to it, right? And then he'd just leave it at that. This is so weirdly. It's infantilizing of Liv, because that's all it can ever be. It can never be Anon that's being infantilized. Because Anon just. His entire neck and face ignite like a. Have they fucked? I always got the impression that like no one in this actual story ever fucked. Like the most fucking that ever happens is between Fang and Anon on like ending 1. And of course, whatever happens to get Amber around, but that's like off page and stuff. But like I'm pretty sure that like the whole dating between Liz and Damien doesn't happen till like way late. Ugh. Liz's entire neck and face ignite like a thermometer in a furnace at that comment. She's only able to summon sputtering consonants before nodding and covering her face. So they have fucked. Damien, did you use a condom? Because like it's way too early in the school year to have a high school baby. On top of that, I don't think Liz is the kind of person to tolerate that. If anyone would take a morning after pill, it'd be her, and probably no, Olivia could probably just stomach it because it's like she can still paint with a baby on board. But Liz, no, she's got college and apprenticeships and shit to do, man. That baby's coming out of the oven early. Damien can. We're gonna have to figure out how mpreg works, Damien. It's the only way we can make this work. If you want to keep the baby so bad, you be pregnant. I look at him critically after that. There's no way he's that dense. I know him now, but he isn't dumb. Like self, trying to real talk with Damien soon. Poor Liv deserves a dub too, with how nice. And of course, it's got to be Anon that allows. Anyways, I gotta get home and clean up some fresher clothes. Maybe clean the place up. That proves sufficient for the gang, with Livia's piercing gaze lingering on me before they all head to Liz's car. I'm definitely not detecting reaching wizardry. I don't know if I'll be disqualified. You have to be 30, man. You are not making it at this rate. But I'm suddenly reminded that Iadakon literally had a cattle prod on standby to dissuade Estrus. Yeah, that's after formal, my man, and it's gonna be a time. Anon should be glad he started dating Fang after that. It's probably around spring, right? Actually, with 9 months, it'd probably be January, if anything. Gotta take it easy around those winter months. Take a walk from St. Hammond's to the metro for the first time in a while. Seeing my old train car, I'm reminded of how Ferris must be taking the morning commute alone. I feel a bit bad about that. I liked our talks and can't say they didn't help me to the good spot I am now. I have to thank him when I see him next. He's probably somewhere else. I imagine that his inspections are taken care of, and after hearing about Mia, he might have come back for a bit, but I don't think he's stick around. Feels odd to be back at the apartment after all this time. Looks drab and lifeless as it always has, but it's somehow worse than the luxury I've been living in at the Pains. Get to work immediately cleaning up the trash at the linguish here and there. Get a change of clothes and put an extra set into my school bag. How much space do you have in there? My face falls as I look at the kitchen. Shit, there's definitely some spoiled produce in that fridge. Stretch myself and brace myself for a horror show. When I the door open, the smell of rot hits me almost immediately, luckily lessened by the cool temperatures. I set about picking through the fruits and veggies for compost candidates. There's actually a few things that have gone bad enough to smell. With all else only a few days away at worst, I take out the trash after tossing out the spoiled food. That still leaves the question of what I'd make to use up the remains. I start rubbing 2 brain cells together as I take inventory. Quite eclectic collections of veggies left over. Is that a slumdog millionaire? Some slumdog millionaire? Only to find a very big problem. I'm no slumdog. I'm only slumdog and no millionaire. You're not even a slumdog, man. You live way better than any fucking Indian slumdog. You don't have the right to pretend that you live anywhere near that bad. Like, I know, right? Relatively speaking, it's worse. absolutely speaking, it's still like the bottom layer of society and everyone still spits down at you. There's a lot more that goes into it than just the raw kinetics of the situation. Point of my finger. Relatively speaking, you're a slumdog. I stopped trying to look at the big picture and look at everything I have individually. Why are we focusing in on Anon cooking so much? What's going on there that's so important? Let's stop trying to look at the big picture and look at everything I have individually. Cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, and green onions. A lot of salad ingredients, but no lettuce. What else? I got some hard salami. So I'm thinking of maybe a mega sandwich, but that still doesn't sound right. Fridge closed, pantry. Anything is shelf-stable, so no worries here. Got several different pasta types. Rotini, pan. Why do you have so much? Shouldn't someone like you buy a bunch of the same in bulk? Is that not how that works? I mean, I guess usually they're like, oh, all the pastas go for the same price because they're pretty much the same to make. With a few cooking liquids like assorted oils and some vinegars. Random assorted of canned goods. Mainly beans and chili, though I do find an odd kind of... How do you cook? Where did you get your pots and pans? Do those come with the house? Because Anon, pots and pans are not that cheap. Suddenly it clicks and I rush back to the fridge. Why are we focusing in on this? So... like, Anon's character growth is in photography, making friends, his love life, and cooking? Question? Go date Sage, man. You clearly want to date Sage. Way more your type. He's a bit more of a normie. And hey, he's a trans man, so technically speaking, the sex is in the fagoo. People like to pretend, but bottom surgery isn't always part of it. You might just stick with that fagoo, and he might be okay with it too. And with how he dresses, you might even be able to lie about it. Until he finds out, and it'll be the best night of your life of getting fucked up. In a bad way. Jesus Christ. Why are we going into this much detail? So... I'm just going to point this out, right? Let's see. We are at least 10 paragraphs into Anon cooking on his own. Why can't we just go to this? I would personally find it a lot more fun if we took Anon and made him a bit more vulnerable. We go with, like, I have to clean out my kitchen, and it's way too much work, and I have to cook, but I'm taking it one step at a time, and in between I'll do something to entertain myself. You know, I'll break it up with looking up some dating ideas. The movies with some kind of CGI. Shut the fuck up, Anon. You were made in that slop. Try an escape room. That could actually be pretty fun. Perspective with a group activity. Also, there's the problem with that wheelchairs tend to make those things complicated. I imagine they're wheelchair accessible, but like, you might be on top of each other a lot, and she's down low, so there's a limited viewing angle. She sees things you might not, which would be nice, but that would require a writer that's willing to give Olivia's disability a bit more of an emphasis, which, as you might have noticed, it gets downplayed a fuck ton. Again, she is what we like to call a clean disabled person, in that you don't actually have to worry about it. There are no details that bother you. Oh no, but she can't dance. That's not what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about the gross shit that's unfun to deal with. I'm talking about the part where you're talking to your autistic friend and suddenly he gets fucking mad at you because you broke a rule that you should have known about as far as he's concerned. And you have that clash of cultures. Or you're dealing with someone in a wheelchair and they're like, hey buddy, can you help me on the toilet? And it's like, oh, you mean, that's gross. Or you have to help someone who has, like, a fucking stoma. Like, listen, man, I've seen stomas. I'm just saying you shouldn't downplay that shit. And I'm talking about, like, a stomach stoma. You know, where your shit gathers outside of your body in a bag and they put a little hole in you. Those pictures were fucking great, man. Man, did I hate seeing those. But what an enlightening experience it was. Website actually fucking sucks. Go apple picking? Yeah. She can't go up that high. You have to lift her all the time. It's good for your legs. Take a painting class together? All of these sound too physically oriented or status superfluous. The problem is she'd make the painting teacher feel bad. There are some good ideas like visiting a botanical garden, but you already went to the park, right? You already went to like the big field. I could always ask her, but that ruined the surprise. It's definitely a defining moment of our relationship, and I want to at least seem spontaneous and like I know her. Maybe you can go to a concert? I spent the next few hours nixing the majority of these clickable suggestions. Life isn't a rom-com after all, so I doubt Olivia would be into anything like going window shopping. Well, that and I'm broke. She isn't one for mainstream fashion. Also, you'd run into a YouTuber who's drunk, and then she'd buy a video game, or you'd buy... Running a hand down my face, I checked the time. It's 8:43. Honestly, I would like that. Listen, I'm always a bit meh when you try to reference other endings and you're not being good about it, but I do like the idea of like just bluntly mentioning ending one in the stupidest way possible. Like in a way where it's like, how did... This exists exclusively, like you're being a sassy little bastard pulling it off. You're just pulling the wool over my eyes and you're not even succeeding. Running my hand on my face, so check the time. 8:43 p.m. Oh shit, the late trains are few and far between. I spin to the station right now and still miss the next one. We'll wait for another few hours. How? Like even here, it's like 1 hour minimum. Psst, psst. Guess who? You better actually have gotten mugged. Where are you? Close. Ninjagos. What? Ninjas! Like so many ninjas in a photo, and it was really super cool. I'll be there before it gets too late. Like I said, cleaning up. I'm gonna die without my skinny heat rock though. Fear not, I will find love again. Bitch, you better not. Just get her soon. Why can't you write it with bitch? Come on. Is Olivia that prudish? Let the girl swear. Woman. Excuse me. She's an adult. Baby's first tweet. What's going on here? Thumbs up. React the last message. I was down the drain and still no dead I did mind. Not to mention, I'm still screwed on transport. I roll my neck back and forth with a forceful probing at the tight muscles of the... I just realized something. I better have that fucking information I was promised yesterday. Ah! Ain't that the fucking story of my life? Jesus, man. I can't win. So what would the complications here be? Man, that's gotta suck timing-wise. Jesus! Why can't things just work out for me? Oh well. I'm actually kind of happy about that, truth be told, but whatever. Let's move on with our lives. Luckily, that seems to dislodge a synaptic spark and my eyes fling open as I type out the query in a flurry of finger taps. Full Caldera conventions. This place isn't a hole in the ground like rock bottom. There has to be something no matter how niche. Fun fact, I want to talk about that, and I just realized I've been getting like a lot of convention folders in my mail for some reason of late. It's one like every month, which is a lot more since usually I get none. Bingo, top result, less than 2 weeks away. Link saved. Gears already turning in my hands. First for me and hopefully for her too. Get up and head to the... So, first and foremost, most conventions are pretty expensive too. Anon, a convention? An autist like you going to a convention? For your girlfriend. Ugh. It's gonna be a mess. I get up and head to the bathroom to shower with human body wash. It's for the first time in a while. Sorry and stuff, Bane's house barely smells like anything. It leaves a sheen on my skin that only makes me feel dirtier. It's probably, like, unlike human skin, which is better at keeping itself wet and hydrated. It's probably like sealing in the hydration or something. I don't know. What would it do? Maybe it's because scales look better shiny and humans have too much hair so they just look greasy. Body cleansed, clothing shorted, apartment tidied, repertory dish for the paints' hospitality in the fridge. And the daylight is secured. Check the time again, 9:13 p.m. Definitely gonna miss that last train tonight. I'll just pull up the cab service on Google and check the integrated call service.
Monarch Cab Service. What's your location?
Yeah, hi, I'm at 308 Black Gulch Lane.
Oh, I got it, buddy. I'll be there. Oh, I got it, buddy. I'll be there.
Wait, what? Hello? I pull the phone away from my face with a sneer. Great customer service. Whatever. I give them 3 minutes to be out front before I call into the company. I grab the pasta salad from the fridge. After another hearty mixing, dump the rest of the ad hoc dressing onto it before closing it and shake the whole thing. You should be very careful, man. That's gonna sog your goddamn salad. I barely finish up when I hear a long honk through the night, rip through the night. Still evening. It's not night yet. At 9. I hurry outside, amazed to actually see a yellow cab idling on the curb below me. Well, be. I hot-foot my way down the steps and make my way towards the parked vehicle. The thick tint across the front windshield obscures the driver's features. Though not enough to miss that they're saurian, a puff of smoke is ejected. Why would you comment on that? Why is that the thing you feel need to point out? Everyone has been a fucking saurian so far, Anon. These stories hate humans. Like, Spears is such an outlier in the grander context of shit. It's so weird. I just don't like it. It just makes me want to think about beans. I just want to think about those beans. I'm actually looking for Snoot game. I kind of need to remind myself what the driver looks like. Otherwise, I won't get his voice right. A lot of these characters are like, I see them and I know immediately what they sound like. Taxi. Ugh, gosh, he has like one sprite in that game too. Here, I'll put him over here so I can see him. I can feel him with my heart. I toss my bag in before me and carefully place the Tupperware down before having to lower myself into the backseat. It's oppressively dark, and the astrometer tint turns the interior into a veritable darkroom.
Oh, we gotta stop meeting like this.
Even in the darkness, the street light that does seep in illuminates the yellow grinning mug in the driver's seat.
Well, to be fair, it is my job, but, you know.
You've gotta be fucking kidding me!
Good seeing you too, Anon. Let me guess, Greenleaf's place.
You know why that is?
I got a pretty good memory for places. And I didn't see you correct. And I see you didn't correct me.
My silence forced another peal of laughter from him as he kicks it into overdrive and zooms down the street. I'm more than fine with passing the drive in silence, but on this guy that's a vain hope. We got a lot of fucking side characters that are popping in and out a lot. It's kind of getting overbearing, all things considered.
So how have you and the girl been?
She's taking the out-of-town stuff pretty hard.
Oh, me too, kid, me too.
Did you know?
Did I know what that he was it? Not a clue. Just so is it that frail look about him.
He could have folded the biggest guy you've ever met in half at one time.
Not that he would have. Guess that's why it was easy to miss.
Why wouldn't he tell anyone? A little telltale anger is creeping into my voice. You know, cabby catch and he throws a concerned glass at the rear view.
Who knows? Guess it is old lady Sunu, but outside her, he probably died with that secret.
It's just, why the fuck wouldn't he? His prize student was struggling and he just up and died like it didn't matter to anyone else. The driver's eyes regard me with more concern, but something in his furrowed brow reeks of sympathy too. He's probably had similar thoughts since the Atagon's passing.
Yeah, I get it.
If you tell like it's your last, none of us have all the time in the world. Why not plan when yours about to run out and you know it's coming?
Well, that's not exactly fair, kid.
Isn't it? It's easy for you to say.
Is it now?
His eyes betray irritation at that comment. Struck a nerve there. No idea how close they're to another thing. But honestly, I normally would give you shit for this because the cab driver's supposed to be like an enigmatic character that doesn't really have any real emotions. But considering this is the Atacon, it makes sense this would be the thing that triggers him. I mean, Olivia, right? She was in a bad way when it happened.
Mm-hmm. How's she now?
She's doing better. That doesn't matter. Losing him could have broken her, and there would have been no one to pick up the pieces. It's just fucking selfish. I mean, did he think he was sparing people pain? That it was just about ignoring his own mortality? Going on like nothing was off, that it wouldn't matter when it all came down. Silence halves over the cab, and I feel my face simmering. The driver's just keeping his eyes forward, unresponsive. Full Caldera streets zip by in a stream of fluorescent and neon light. Why neon? What fucking city still uses neon? After a few minutes, though, he finally shares.
I don't know why Trent hit it. I don't know what he was thinking. Hell, I don't even know what I'm thinking at the time. So these guesses are no good. You know what I'm certain of?
What?
Trent did everything for a reason. And rarely, if ever, were those reasons all that stupid.
Yeah, sorry if I don't believe that.
Oh, no offense taken. You're young and angry and I get it, but I got a question for you. Were you there for the girl?
Well, I was after I had my moment with the person that she hates, and I spent a whole bunch of time in the living room first.
Then you didn't leave her alone. I'm not the person you want to trust with someone.
And I'm not the person you want to trust with something that big. I could have fumbled it, and she would have never recovered. There's a million things he couldn't have been sure about.
Oh, maybe. But the chips are falling the way they make it. You ever tell that girl you got the hots for her?
Yeah.
Does she feel the same?
Yeah.
And did old Trent know about it?
Yes.
Then he knew what he was doing. Of course, my view is only in retrospect, so everything sounds like it's going well to me. Now get out of my cab and keep thinking, kid. It'll make sense one day. But it ain't the type of thing you can explain to someone.
What about the fare? Dear Adam, the total is 26.47. That is before he deftly slides a finger across the switch and wipes it back to zero.
Consider this therapy session enough.
But you're the one who...
Oh, trust me, kid. This helped me more than it helped you. At least for now. Now I know Trent did have a reason. I wasn't all his confidence when it came to that. And now I know you two didn't need it.
Swallowed down with frustration, the condescending sentiments spawns. Yeah, maybe no one was that he was gonna die. How could he say that?
You look like a schizo talking to yourself like that, kid. Now come on, like it's a get out there and have a good night with your girlfriend.
Anon, you should really see a doctor about that. Fuck! He let daggers him, he starts laughing again as I grab my stuff and comply without a leg to stand on my defense. That is what I'm about to do. So this whole conversation didn't help at all. But it's not entirely true. I feel like I was still able to get some of that bile that grew every time I thought of a Yatacon recently. I want to believe that the cabbie was right. That it was some higher purpose, a grand reason. But I fail to see it. And all I can think of is the dread that I feel had Olivia not bounced back as strongly as she did. Again, narrative conceit. She's stronger than I am in that regard, and maybe it's a mark against me. They've been so fixated on what ifs. But I just don't know. We just don't know. The cabbie peels out as soon as I shut my door, no doubt awakening half the neighborhood with its burning rubber. Deem's already open. I'm about to text Olivia for her to unlock the door, and I see the most recent text. Door's open when you get here. Huh? Okay, so the families are crazy. She's your girlfriend! Ted Bundy would be pulling triple doubles if everyone thought like they did. Make my way in as quietly as possible. Only a sliver of light cast by the streetlights illuminate the interior at first. Everyone must be in bed by now.
At 9:28 p.m.?
Just before I close the door, if I see a green lump curled on my sleeping couch. I'm at the adorability on display and finish closing the door. I'm careful to let my eyes adjust and tiptoe to the kitchen to place my pasta salad away before sneaking to the couch. Too bad your salad's all soggy now. Crouch before I shake Olivia and whisper, "Hey, don't move. I'm dragged underneath onto the couch." Once I'm able to suck a sharp breath in, I focus my eyes into the shameless gator that nearly killed me. Still perfectly asleep. Fuck, I can't stay mad at that. My hands through her green locks, and she nuzzles closer to me. Her light snores are revving to a normal bellowing. That's a hand on a foot. I don't know how to feel about this chapter at all. What are the comments like again? We got how many? Only a few more chapters left, right? This chapter was short and didn't do anything. I don't know if I give a shit. Next up is chapter 17, which interestingly enough has some fan art with Gunpla. Why does Anon have elf ears? Let's go look for the guy whose opinion I actually care about. Comment. Stego Star? I think I'm gonna have to renounce my support of Omega Donus. He's officially in the point where I'm like, come on, man. Oh yeah, because they're going to a convention, that's why. Next up, I'll be honest, that time I was isekai'd as a bald, skinny incel in an all-dino school and fell in love with a gator girl. I feel nauseous. Is it the story or is it... I don't even know. We got this, and 3 more chapters to go, so yeah. All I can say is, I hate it. See you later.